All right. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I am Chester C. Busby III, your host, and I'm very happy to be here with you. Of course, this is Comics News Today. And later, of course, we're going to be having our fan edition of Drawn and Quarter, which is always fun. We're going to be doing Bombshell today. That should be fun, I think. We know how our artists do and enjoy the curves. So definitely join us for that later in 2 hours, actually. But as for our show today, we're going to be covering a lot. We got a lot of news. I don't know if we'll be able to get to it all, but we're certainly going to give it our best effort. But of course, we appreciate you guys coming on and being part of what we're doing here every day. It's awesome. I mean, we love you guys. Just keep in mind our links, as we always say, and of course, hit that share button, please. We are live streamers, and the more people we have in, the better. The more fun it is, the more chat I can stumble and try my best to read through. But first thing we want to do is warm up a little bit and say hello to each other. So let me come over and oh my God, there's a Pixel here. Hello, Mr. Pixel.
Why, hello there, Chester. How's it going?
I'm doing very well. My family is about me, although my son is going back to university today, and he's got work and girlfriend. I think is probably what it really is. But he says this is a job, so all right. But we are in the middle of Obone over here, and it's kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys know what Obone is. You might well have heard of it, but it's really fascinating to me from an anthropological point of view because their Obone is almost identical, and I mean that in every way, nearly identical to our old traditional Samhain, or what we call Halloween today. Now, of course, today Halloween is celebrated in a very commercial way, which is fine. It's fun. But if you go back and you study what the original Samhain was and how we celebrated it and what we did, their Obon is identical. It's just in the summer instead of the fall. And it's shocking that you have something that's on the other side of the world, but yet the point for point comparison are, like I said, identical. It's a very interesting thing. But this is Obon. They only have two holidays a year here, really. Obon, and then, of course, the New Year celebration. So it's a big one. Unfortunately, Japan has been thrown under the veil of a typhoon during it, but oh well. You guys like Halloween?
Yeah,
Oh
I,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually a fan of it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed.
Speaking of Halloween,
Hmm.
Alternoween's going on right now too.
Alternate, oh, he's doing it now. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, yeah, he's starting it because he has to be able to fulfill all those books before Halloween.
You know what we need to do? We need to get Peter over here. We've been a big supporter of him, but he's always so busy. But I really want to get him on the show one time and have a chat with him.
Yeah, definitely. I'll see what I can swing. I know he's super busy, but he'd
He
probably
is.
be able to come over and out.
Oh yeah, and I've never really pushed him too hard because I know how busy he is, and I appreciate what he's doing too. I don't want to be troublesome. But yeah, I'd love to have a chat with Peter, simply because I respect him. Uh, but
Yeah.
um, anyway, it is not Halloween time. It is hot, boiling summertime, which I'm very happy that we have this invention that's called air conditioning. It's wonderful. But thanks for being here, Pixel. George, hello, George.
Greetings, greetings, everybody.
Now, how are you doing today, George? Are you feeling happy, or are we extremely angry today? What's our level of angriness, George?
It's the color orange.
Okay, that's not a good thing. That's very close to red. All right. All right. I'll keep that in mind. Of course, we're also joined by the chairman himself, Mr. DeWolf. How you doing, dude?
Hey, doing all right. I'm working with some folks. I'm doing some things. Of course, I'm here with you guys.
Mhm.
I'm upping up part of the production value with this stuff here, right? Some
Mhm.
comic books involved in the background. Of course, that's for everybody in the fans, to admire because we all love Quasar.
Yes, we all love Quasar. We love Quasar, and the original Captain Marvel too. I see that. But you know what you
Yeah,
might want to do to help up your game, which is something I can't do. You might want to up your bandwidth, dude. Because you might be able to stream. You're an attractive young man. You might be able to stream yourself quite clearly. Which I can't do. I have to keep the icon up. You know.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think having that background and getting into being a real YouTuber would be fun. I wish I could show my face. I would prefer it,
Oh my.
but
Wait. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
mhm.
Dude, I'm a dude.
You are a dude.
I'm a man. I can't be an actual real YouTuber, so I guess I got to stop this now.
All right then, that's true. My son is trying on hunting boots. Why is my son trying on hunting boots? What's happening in this house? Those are hunting
Testosterone,
boots,
Joker.
lady. I mean, come
It's
on.
testosterone.
Anyway, I'm not going to pay attention to that. I got a job to do. But happy to have you on here, DeWolf, of course. And of course, last but certainly not least, we have the Denali Llama.
Aloha.
Now you're in the middle of quite a heck of a storm over there, dude.
Yep, it's raining and I have flood warnings. So if I disappear anytime, that's why.
All right. Well, we'll keep that in mind. Hopefully, you're doing all right.
Yep.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky. We had a typhoon literally just passed right by me yesterday, but we were on the leeward side, so nothing. It was hardly any wind at all. But Shikoku
Flood
got
and
hit.
news warnings.
Oh, we get a lot of that. Yeah. Well, Shikoku got hit pretty hard actually, which is the island to the east of us. But we got dodged it, but we dodge a lot of things over here where I live. We tend to not be involved in whatever, even earthquakes. We just get tremors. We don't get hit directly usually. Knock wood. But um,
We just
never.
dodge politics and religion.
Well, that's an easy thing to do in Japan. Very easy thing. No one talks about it either. So happiness and peace and all that kind of stuff, prosperity. Yeah, it's that's one interesting thing you mentioned. Of course, I grew up in the Northern Baptist Church myself, and I'm sure many people here have experience with church of whatever in whatever aspect of your life. But the interesting thing about the Japanese, you might not know, DeWolf, is they literally have no ethos at all, dude. I never met a people that didn't have an ethos, but the Japanese are that. What do you think about that?
I think it's off topic.
It is off topic, but it's interesting though.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's lots of news to cover, so I'm pushing that direction.
You are right, and I need to get over there. So I'm going to do so. All right, let me share with you guys.
This time it wasn't me pushing it along. Yes.
That's okay. You got that's why you're here. Now this is an interesting article. Denali?
Right, from Ars Technica, Disney fights streaming account sharing with the help of cable industry. So basically, they're dealing with Charter, Spectrum. I don't know what else they would be called, but that company to connect both their cable and the streaming services. So if you're using that cable provider, they're going to be tracking you to see if you're sharing accounts.
Okay,
And block you or ban you.
Now this is a huge story from my point of view, actually. Now, to start off with, ESPN, Disney, Hulu, if ABC tries to get into the game, they're all owned by Disney anyway. Understand that, okay? But beyond that, Netflix and many sites, they have it set up so the family can share. So you have an account, and then you have your kids. You can also piggyback on your account, and that's a good thing. Coming in here, Disney, and being penny pinching, greedy bastards that they are, and trying to knock on that, you're just going to piss people off. You're just going to tick off families because that's what it is. It's not people aren't cheating you. The various systems like Netflix, for instance, they allow up to what, 5? I mean, even my I use System Mechanic Pro for protecting my computer and all that kind of stuff, and they allow up to like 5 accounts to be used on it as well. And I have my kids are all covered under that for their computers and such. And that's a good thing. It's a family thinking. It's family planning. And what are you doing, Disney? This is really petty. This is extremely petty, right?
And they're thinking more of the idea we got to pay off all of the loans that we used to buy, Fox, that attraction, that horrible attraction, and everything else that they've done recently.
Well, I tell you, Dinale, for me, the easiest thing to do is I'm just not going to have Disney or Hulu, which I don't, and I won't. If they're going to be like this, screw them. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just
when you make it
ridiculous.
harder the whole idea behind this is service. And when you make it harder for people to get your service or share out your, because when you can share, maybe you do share it to like a family member or maybe a close friend,
Hmm.
but you're not sharing this out to strangers like piracy problems where
No.
I'm able to copy 100 songs and then just put it out there, or I post it where thousands of people can come and download it. It's not piracy like that. It's actually more of a word of mouth thing. Like, hey, have you seen the show? You don't have that. Well, okay, I'll share this with you so you can see this. And what happens is more than likely that person decides, I like this. I want my own account, and you make another sale. Of course, the reverse of that is exactly what Chester said. Is we see this. There's this tightening constraints to it. There's restrictions, and we say, I can live without it.
Yep. Well,
So, do you want
it
more sales or less sales? And that's what this comes down to.
That's true, dude, and it irks me because it comes into the same arena, which you might disagree, but I say it comes in the same arena as you have something bad happen, right? Some crime happens, and people get all upset, and then the gnashing of teeth happens, and then they say we need new laws, even though that person just broke 13 laws, and they throw another law which constrains us more, and who suffers for
Yeah.
it? The law-abiding citizen, right? Not the criminals, because they could care less about the law. They're criminals. And this is the same thinking, man. And it's like, screw you, Disney. I mean, you just
You know
talk
what?
about mistake after mistake after mistake with this company.
You know what another company did that has a service? They have a drive-through service. Everyone else out there has a drive-through service. You drive up, you get your food. Another
Yeah.
company said, not only are we going to have a drive-through service, but we're going to put people out there standing in the parking lot as you drive up, taking your order, moving you through faster and quicker, and ask you your name, get you your food to you hot, and that's more service. Anytime you give more service, and guess what? People still love them for it, except on Sundays.
Except on Sundays. What company you're referencing there?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. See, I've never been to that. They came up after I left the States. But
Oh, yeah.
the interesting thing is McDonald's in Japan does that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Mhm.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Japan, I guess. But yeah, this kind of thing, I don't know. George, oh goodness, George, you're on orange level still, right, George? Go ahead, George.
That's right. Aren't you glad I'm here?
Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. Very glad, George. Do you have an opinion on this?
Well, it's a shame. It's a real shame because as history has shown us, the more restrictions you put on games with digital rights management, the
Mhm.
more restrictions you put on content, what do you call it, region coding, the higher the piracy is. The higher the piracy,
That's right. Yeah.
and this will facilitate a brand new surge in piracy.
It will. It will.
It's
Yeah.
a given. It's history. It,
Mhm.
these managers or executives who are making the decision, they are clueless.
No, well, they are out of touch, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But it's just more of this penny pinching crap, and it doesn't make you look good, man. Doesn't make you look good. But nevertheless, Pixel, you got an opinion on this, dude?
As somebody that shares accounts,
Hmm.
I think it sucks, but at the same time, I mean, they just want their money. And as a business, if you were doing something like this, I guess it kind of depends. I think that they should enforce the rule as many other companies do, though, where it's one screen on at a time or two screens on at a time, and just do it that way. Like my
Sure.
kid, I have a Hulu account. My kid wants to use it, but my kid just moved 5 hours away from me,
Hmm.
so now he doesn't get to use it. Whereas, or at least with this service, he wouldn't be allowed to use it because I'm sure it's going to be a different ISP. But yeah, man, I don't like the idea. I think if you're going to pay for the service, you should be allowed to use it however you wish. And what I kind of wondered too is like if you wanted to travel or something and you pull up your whatever Disney service or something, do they lock you out? Like, I don't know.
They might.
Like if you go
Uh,
if you go out of town,
Well,
Probably
you
it's different IPS.
yeah,
maybe. Yeah. And of course, Pixel's making a very good point. Which I tried to stress earlier with the Netflix for as an example. They allow you to do this. This is not like people are cheating and somehow hacking the system. This is allowed. They have restriction on how many screens are on and how many accounts can be attached, yada yada yada. And it works fine for me. Works personally for my family. This sucks, man. So I'm not going to get Disney if they're going to make me have to pay for three accounts. No way. Or and then what if I want to put it on my tablet? That's four accounts I got to pay for. What about my wife wants to put it on? Is that five? I'm not paying you that kind of money. You're out of your mind.
$6.99. What's so bad about it? You get the bundle for $12.99 account.
Well, you know what's going to
and, and,
happen. They're going to
and,
bundle
and,
it. You're right. They will bundle it. You're right. Yeah.
So that's the game plan.
Mm.
See, that's the catch. Remember when you say, "Oh, it's going to be only $6.99, but you're going to have to bundle it for $12.99," and then if you're doing this where you can't share, then you got to pay $12.99 for every account. Speculation. Right here, it's not really what's going to happen, but could happen. Why? Because a person thought about it, and if a person thought about it, most likely it will happen.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation, I suppose. But
Yeah.
and seems here that Chronos Chiron Sun actually Netflix now does not allow it. They clamped down on it a year or two ago upon use. Well, maybe in America, but not outside of America. I still have multiple accounts on my Netflix. My kids use it. That's the only reason I have Netflix. Uh, is simply for them to use it. Yeah. It's but whatever. This is just more of Disney being Disney, and they just don't understand. They're like, we don't know why our parks aren't doing well. What's going on? Because you're a bunch of greedy bastards. That's why. All right. Next. Oh no. Is there more Disney? Oh God. Go ahead,
Yep.
Dinelli.
Yeah. From Bounty into Comics, Disney's canceled Star Wars Resistance as Kylo Ren appears in season 2 trailer and premiere. So basically, so they're canceling. Oh boy, there you go. I can't say anything more than that. It's just
Who's
there you
watching
go.
this anyway? Go ahead, George. You have an opinion.
Oh, I mean, just the way Denali said it. They canceled it just as Kylo Ren appears in season 2. It's like, wow, his reputation precedes him.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, is anyone watching Resistance, The Resistance, or whatever it's called? I haven't even seen anything on it.
What I saw on YouTube, I couldn't even stomach it, and that was a trailer.
I see.
Yeah, it was very poor quality. It was the cheap animation that they just rushed out to get something out.
Now, this
Not
is
the
not the Resistance is not the one where they have the like ship racers. Is that what that is, or is
yeah
that a different one?
yeah
It is that
no
one.
that is
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so no, that took a very bad start. Everyone's laughing at it. The animation quality was poor. See, people seem to think. I thought it looked okay, but I mean, honestly, The Last Jedi just kind of finished Star Wars for me altogether. Really, I mean, that's why I'm not paying attention to it. But Dewolf, you got an opinion on Star Wars Resistance getting canceled immediately?
Wow, I just came back. I got knocked off for a second. Wow. Because I liked the last cartoon that was going on.
Okay. That's the Resistance, yeah, or is that
So
Rebels?
so Rebels. I enjoyed Rebels. The thing with Resistance then and it being knocked off, I think that you're coming to that Star Wars issue,
Yep.
right? Where people are just saying, Star Wars, come on, become Star Wars again,
Yeah.
and and we've reached just this apathy to Star Wars because they messed it up so bad. Thank you, Disney.
Yeah, and I didn't watch it, but I was listening to some of the reviews. Like I saw a Clownfish review because that's something they do a lot on that channel. If you haven't checked out Clownfish, you should. They're fun. It's a husband and wife team. But the thing that they were complaining about, I have no idea, I didn't see it, but they were complaining that it's got a lot of SCW crap in it. And it's really too bad. I mean, just do Star Wars, be fun. If you want to throw a female in, go for it. just make a female character. I mean, what's the problem? They can't resist, these days. I really think I really have a feeling it's the board of directors over at Disney. I think there's been some kind of shift. I don't really know. I haven't done any research into it, but it feels like to me that the board of directors have taken a big shift to the ultra left. Doesn't it feel that way?
Hmm. Well, you're seeing it in many of their products now.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same concept of what we just had with the last news about them wanting to tighten in and have more control. And that kind of is that same mentality.
Yeah, and they're getting really weird about it too, man. I mean, all of this. You think about all these these things coming out, princesses and stuff like that, movies that are coming out from them, and how much they're mentioning this character is a lesbian or this character is a homosexual, and it's like it doesn't matter. I mean, it's all well and good, but it's a princess movie. What does sexuality have to do with it? What do you want about? It's a Disney family movie. Why are they doing it? I don't understand. I mean, if they want to make some serious thing about that topic, go right ahead. But for a princess movie, really?
Yeah.
I
Because
don't
we
get
all
it.
know a princess movie is all about the fact that she's got a stepmom and she makes her work hard. And then she actually comes into her own being as a princess and falls in love and wins the day.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well, they're heroines, right?
Right.
So I don't know, dude. It's just bizarre. It's Disney. I don't know why they're going this direction. I mean, I think you could do that topic. You could cover those kind of things if you wanted. That's fine. But inside the classic, Disney, the Disney that Walt Disney made, really? I don't know. It's bizarre, dude. But anyway, next. Oh
Yep.
my God, this little midget.
From Newsarama, Kevin Hart jumps into the superhero game with Nightwolf. It's a superhero comedy drama where it meets the parents, meets this Batman-esque character called Nightwolf, and he finds out that his father-in-law is actually the superhero. And comedy assures Kevin Heads
Ensues. Yes.
ensues.
Well, okay, that sounds fun. But I guess my question that came into my head for you guys is, what do you think of Kevin Hart? Let's start there.
Mm,
Wow.
I mean, it's a miss or hit kind of deal. Sometimes he's really funny. It really depends on the people he's around with.
Yeah,
Otherwise, sometimes he comes out annoying. Like when he's with The Rock, and I see that he's always around The Rock, he's pretty funny because of that chemistry between each other. But if he's on his own or doing something on his own, then he's not that funny.
what do you think, DeWolf? You have an opinion on Mr. Hart?
Yeah, I think given context, he can be funny, but I'm going to change this to a prediction that I have about this
Okay.
and Kevin Hart, and that is he is trying to be funny, trying to be a comedian, which means he's going to be touching into that realm that we know and love, and that is the fact that comedy is being strangled by SJW material,
That's true.
and so he's going to hit that wall. My prediction is he's going to hit that here in I don't know. Do I have to throw out something like 10 months?
I don't know. You don't
And
have
then and
to,
then
but yeah, I get it.
especially with this Night Wolf, you're putting out a big project. Something's going to happen, and he's going to go, oh, ouch, and then you'll see him alter. I would bet that he would alter his material
Mhm.
to fit what people want.
Well, and I think he will. He's that type, but he does have that midnight cloak. But we're seeing a lot of black people are actually starting to get called out by these people. So it's going beyond that, right? They're not
Yep.
whatever that progressive stack is. The black men have fallen down the progressive stack, unfortunately for them. But he does have a little bit of that midnight cloak, but I don't think it's going to last much longer. What do you think about Pixel?
I think that he is like Denali said. When he's with certain people, he plays well with others. But I remember watching him on Hot Ones,
Hmm.
and he was playing to the camera, but it seemed like he was more interested in getting the people around him's approval, trying to make everybody laugh for some.
Yeah,
It just seemed
yeah,
really fake.
yeah.
And I don't know if that's really him or he's maybe just kind of self conscious or something. I'm not sure, but He's okay. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
you're right. He's that kind of comedian. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
seeing him step into something like this and leading something like that, I'm curious what's going to happen.
Could be
Definitely.
great, right? Could be.
Could be good.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, could be good.
if he gets a supporting cast that are fantastic around him for something like this, I think it
Mhm.
could be really funny.
Yeah, no, he is definitely the self-deprecating comedian, right? He needs to be the butt of the joke. He's that kind of comedian, at least what I've seen from him, and that's why he works so well with Rock being the straight man with him. They work really well because the Rock is this magnificent specimen of a man, and he's this runt of a human, right? And it works really well.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Danny DeVito
So
used to play on that a little bit.
yeah, actually, I was just thinking about that. Remember the movie Twins?
Oh yeah,
Like if they were to
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if they were to do a remake of Twins, which I'm sure people would flip out and have a hard time with it, but if it was The Rock and it was Kevin Hart, I would actually watch it.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah,
sure,
it'd be
so would
interesting.
I. Yeah.
Ring ring, Hollywood calling.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the thing is with Kevin here and Dwayne Johnson, those guys, they'll certainly give lip service to some of the nonsense progressivism that's going on, but you know that they're not that, though, right? They're, you know, especially with Dwayne Johnson, I mean, he'll give lip service to it, but he's just a dad. I mean, when it comes right down to it, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I'm definitely would check it out for sure. I have. He is a bit hit and miss with me, but I don't have any angst against him though. I think he's fine. I love the way he handled the whole hosting the Oscar thing. I think that was funny, and it was well done on his part. So, yeah, I like Meet the Parents too. So yeah, Kevin Hart. Good luck to you, sir.
Good luck.
Next.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Right. From Bounty. From Bleeding Cool. Director Neil Blomkamp, and I do apologize, is off of RoboCop Returns. Says MGM won't wait. Excuse me. Oh boy. So
Uh,
basically, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing because I don't hear anybody crying out for a RoboCop Return movie.
Well, no, they're going to make it.
And
They're just going to make it with another director, I think. And this
Yeah.
article brings up several questions, really. First of all, do we need a RoboCop, another RoboCop, especially after the last one? And then Neil
yes.
Blomkamp himself, right? What do you think, Pixel? How you want to tackle this article?
Yes, we need another RoboCop movie. He should have been able to do it. And it's the same problem with the Alien movie. He was supposed to do that, and
Yeah.
then Ridley Scott stepped in and gave us what I don't know. It
Crap.
was okay,
You can
but
say
it
it.
was
Crap. Yeah,
it was crap compared to the other ones. Yeah, I
it
mean,
was.
God, the concept art and some of the discussion of the treatment that he had in place for it, it looked friggin' amazing. And then
Mhm.
he came in and screwed it all up. So
Well, it's Chappie, dude. It's Chappie. That's what it is. Because District 9 was phenomenal. Elysium was fine. Chappie was a freaking train wreck, dude. And
no,
that's what killed him, dude.
no. Well,
Hmm.
so here's the funny part though too. Have you seen? I think it's his channel, right? That they do all the shorts on
Oak,
YouTube.
the Oak thing. Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty good, dude. It's really good. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got a lot of really talented people
yeah,
around
he
him, and
does.
I would love to see him actually do something. And personally, Chappie, okay, there are some bits of Chappie that are a little wonky. I know you don't like Ninja, and I can't remember her name from Diane Ward, but
Not even a little,
God,
dude.
man, I liked that movie. I did. It reminded me of kind of a ghetto version of Short Circuit.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. It was the ghetto aspect, but it was more than the ghetto aspect. It was people just don't get the South African thing. Because there was a lot of sensibility, South African sensibility in that, and people just
Yeah,
didn't resonate with him. I think is what the main problem was. And no, I didn't like that dude, and I didn't like the girl, not at all, not even a little.
yeah.
And once again, it's probably because it's just not American. I'm sure.
That's probably it. And
Yeah,
that I mean he is a South African director and stuff too. So did you see God, what is the name of that movie? Hardcore Henry? Is that was Hardcore? Yeah, I think it's
yeah, I
Hardcore
saw
Henry.
that. That's the
Yeah.
POV movie. Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Um, it was hard to get through. I thought it was a cool idea. It was interesting, but it was hard to get through. It's just so jarring on the head, on the eyes.
Yeah. I like that kind of experimentation and
Yeah.
going outside the box with the movie style and stuff, and so I respected. There were some parts in it I was just, yeah, it wasn't all that great, but there were some interesting things that happened in it, and so I looked at Chappie in its own right, just kind of the way it was. I really liked some of the visuals in it. Yeah, the whole band aspect, the gangster thing was dumb as hell, but I don't know. It's kind of soft.
Yeah.
I've got a soft spot for it, but my choice in movies sucks. I
Oh, okay.
just the way it is.
So you're our
I
personal
like
Richard Meyer, then, is what you're saying? That's nice.
man. I guess I just I have an eclectic
That-
taste in movies.
That means he's a secret Highlander 2 fan.
Oh God,
Yes.
no, no,
Yeah.
no!
Yeah.
See,
So
see,
Get out!
there you go, there you go.
so here's
No,
the thing too
I
about
didn't hate
Highlander.
Chappie anyway. Go.
Highlander, like I actually didn't see Highlander 1 before I saw Highlander 2.
Oh my God!
Wow.
So I saw Highlander 2, and then I came into the other movies. And I'm like, what the hell is happening between these two different movies? Because they felt completely different. It
They
wasn't
are.
until later I found out that it was, number 1, and then they just said, okay, we got to forget about number 2 here, and we'll just go and make number 3 as the sequel. I didn't know any better, but I had seen number 2, and I mean, it's Sean Connery.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
I
know.
get it. Yeah, but I mean, I don't hate Chappie. I just think it was disjointed. But I mean, imagine taking that movie and replacing those idiots that they had in the lead roles, and I don't know, Ice Cube maybe going straight out of Compton with it.
Mm,
That would have been a better movie, dude.
I think you would have suffered the same problems though, because it's a cultural thing, right?
It
So
is. Yeah.
you're more familiar with the culture of that because of the rap thing and everything happening in the United States versus that. So I mean, it might resonate more with you. It wouldn't resonate with them. I don't know. It's hard to say for sure, but
Yeah, but see, we're
yeah,
elitists. We don't
I
care
don't
about South Africa. You know what I mean?
know.
Uh,
But then again, I mean, District 9 had a lot of those same sensibilities and stuff in it, but
it
it was
did.
fine.
It
People were
worked
able to
beautifully. Yeah,
understand it.
it did.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't get
Yeah.
me started on District 9.
You don't like District 9?
Okay, I think, well, first off, I gotta attend to something because Pixel Trader has got these little pictures going on due to cover crashers. Looks great, and everybody
It
needs to go in
does.
there and back it, and it's completely throwing me off. I mean, it's almost throwing me off from the my normal. Everybody should go back. Unbreathable Skunk Girl. I need to go. So I'm weirded out. Anyway, um, to get back to this, I think as far as District 9 goes, there's some elements in District 9 that lend really well to ideas of RoboCop. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
Sure.
the the man and machine and things going on. So I think that same mental process applied to RoboCop could work really well, except for the fact that when I was watching it, I got to this point in District 9 where I said, "Oh, look, this is going to happen to him, and then this other thing which is going to allow him to do this, and then he's going to be able to win." And it was way too predictable. And
Ah,
after
well.
that, I just was like sitting back, just watching exactly what no more. It wasn't. It was no longer entertaining. Just proving my creativity to outthink this guy. But with RoboCop, there is something where I want that to happen because he's a cop. He's a good guy. And I want, especially in this day and age, I want law and justice to win the day. So if you give me that and you put that man and machine together like they did in District 9, I would look forward to it. And like Pixel said, we need something from the last. We don't need it. It'd be nice to have something from the last one to actually revive RoboCop instead of having it dead with its with shotgun blast.
Well, what do
Taking
you
it out.
think? What did you think of that remake that they came out with a few years back?
I did not like it.
No, I didn't either. I totally missed the point. And of course, the problem is
Yeah.
them making a new RoboCop with MGM. I am sure it's going to be very anti-police, right? Where the
Oh
original
well, yeah,
RoboCop was very pro-police because they were really suffering, and this is
yeah.
something that kind of pulled them up and helped them survive. But it's going to be anti-police because of all this stupid rhetoric that's going on in America right now, dude,
Yeah.
which is
Right.
It had
ridiculous. But
it had some shock value
Mm,
because right in the beginning, I mean, when they catch the bad guys and the bad guys do what they do to him, it has shock value. And then as it progressed forward, there was this technological thing. They did it the first person perspective of him, so it really drew you into his character. You didn't see
yeah.
him until much later, so you wanted to. There was anticipation, and then there was comedy. There was tongue in cheek things with
Yeah.
the Jarvik Hart commercials and stuff in there, that tongue in cheek, kind of poking a little bit of fun at the fact that we're putting a man inside of a cyborg body, and we realize this is just kind of fun. That's the way that they absolutely did not do it in the last one, and I missed
No.
it.
Yeah, no, and the
Yeah.
satire was very important. It's kind of the same thing with Starship Troopers, right? That's why that first one was really successful. It's a satire because the topic was quite dark, as was with
Right. Yeah.
RoboCop. But
Hmm.
and of course,
Same director
let
too,
us
right?
not forget to mention Peter Weller. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
helps a little. You
Paul
Hmm.
know?
Verhoeven was the director for both, though, too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he was director of the first one,
Was
and
the
then it
second one
was
too?
Right. No, no, no.
Kevin
No, well,
Kirsch was the second movie
Really?
for
I didn't know that.
for the director. Yeah,
I meant Starship Troopers and RoboCop.
yeah,
Oh,
for
oh
Starship
wow. No,
Trooper.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that either.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
learning. I'm learning, people. But
yeah.
no, the a great sensibility. I love RoboCop, and I just don't know if they're capable of making RoboCop properly these days. I just don't think they can get
You,
past the
you
political obstacles in their way.
you need a Dutch director to direct RoboCop. That's all
Maybe.
I have to say about it.
But yeah, no, it's an interesting conversation. Me personally, I like Blomkamp. I think he has a lot of potential. I think he's an interesting filmmaker. But I think that Chappie really soured the industry to him, and unfortunately, he's suffering for it. It sounds like he's making some kind of horror flick anyway. So at least he's working on something, and he obviously thinks it's more important than doing a RoboCop, which I don't know about that, brother. But I wouldn't have minded to see a Blomkamp version of RoboCop. Actually, it would have been
I
interesting. I think.
I don't think he's doing the horror film because he wanted to. I mean, I think he wanted to, but I think he had to continue working. Sometimes these projects takes
Sure,
forever because of right issues.
that's right. Yeah, that's a good point.
So
Yeah,
so you gotta always remember, just because they're not directing or have other commitment isn't because they wanted to. It's because of other factors. That's not said.
Mm.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
but an interesting article for sure, and we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, I like Blomkamp, so I hope he lands on his feet eventually. And I agree with Pixel, man. I would have really liked to have seen his Alien, because I read that write up. I mean, we might have done it here, but we read that write up on the Alien thing he was going to do, and it looked cool, dude.
Mhm.
It looked cool, much better than what we got.
Yeah.
No, I think I must have done that on my own. It wasn't here. But anyway, let's move on.
No, no, it was here.
Was it?
We discussed it because we were discussing it, and then we also were discussing Alien Covenant as well, and seeing how that was going to fare because of the whole Prometheus backlash.
I see. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Covenant was horrible. So, and Prometheus, I
yeah.
didn't mind it. I really, one of the things I think they should have done in Prometheus is not have had the alien
Really,
at all. You know what I mean?
really, I thought
Yeah.
as an anthropologist, um, you would be kind of upset with all the how they treated the site
Oh
and
well, it's
everything.
a fiction. It's storytelling. It's all right. But they there's a lot of movies that touch on the ancient stories quite a bit. Avatar, for
Mhm.
instance. People say it's Fern Gully. Well, actually, it's the Anunnaki flipped on their head. Is what it is. They're reversed. The Anunnaki or Sumerian stories. But a lot of stories play on those things. They really do. They just don't want to be right on the nose for some reason. I kind of wish someone would just tackle it straight on. It would be great if you read those old stories, which are all the stories everyone knows anyway. But if you read the old stories, that's great science fiction, man. It'd be good fun. But whatever. Let's move on. This is interesting news, really.
From Cosmic Book News, and you can consider this as a rumor, as it says in the title. Daredevil reboot rumored for FX. So
Please, 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 please.
Please,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But now,
With the
hold on.
same crew.
With the same crew. But now, someone
yeah. I
help
don't
me
think
out.
that's gonna.
Who owns FX, please?
It's Disney now.
It is Disney. Okay, so they could do
Mhm.
that then. Um,
Mm.
I would love it because it's the best thing they did. But it seems unlikely to me though, because Disney sounds like they
Yeah,
just want to tamp everything down and lock it up, right?
right.
Yeah, and they also sold all the costumes off too.
They did
Yeah,
what?
but they
What?
s-
They
they s-
sold the costumes because at San Diego Comic Con they were auctioning off the costumes from the show.
yeah.
Jeez.
What idiots.
I mean, I don't know how many.
What's good? What's crazy? I went past orange level just then.
You did.
Okay.
Don't
Because
stop.
you have a gold mine known as Star Wars, and you've got something actually that's shiny here, and then you just say, "Oh, we're just gonna poo that away."
Yeah, no, it's
Followed and did a
typical
thing.
Disney though, dude.
Shout things. Well, what in the world are these people? Do they not want to make money? How do you? I don't understand people that don't know how to make money. Just I mean, you've got it in your lap. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We all feel the same way, and it's really unfortunate because we had Jessica Jones here, of course. We have Iron Fist. We have Luke Cage. None of those did very well. We all agree on the first half season of Luke Cage was pretty good, but otherwise this stuff was mediocre to not good. But Daredevil was spectacular, and of course, season 1 to season 2 to season 3, it just got better. It got better. Now, I know some people complain about season 2 a bit, but I think I don't mind the hand aspect of it. I certainly didn't mind the Punisher, but the freaking uh, D'Onofrio and his Kingpin. I mean, come on, dude.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
just
want
Yeah,
to see D'Onofrio and this Daredevil. I don't want to see anybody else. I want to see this Daredevil and D'Onofrio show up in Queens with Tom Holland and have a throwdown.
yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
That
All
That'd
would
be
right.
great. George woke up. Hey,
You
George.
know what? I mean, Tom, because he's dressed up as a devil, right? So Tom Holland, of course, has to think that he's the bad guy. They get into a little bit of a tussle, and then, of course, by the end of the movie, you've got Daredevil, and he's throwing in the Vulture that we've already seen from the movie. Of course, bringing the Scorpion, and this would be a riot.
It
Be a
could
blast.
be. Yeah, it would be fun. Yeah, I agree with that. Joe Maroney says Jessica Jones did okay. I thought first season, thanks to David Tennant. Well, it's all because of David Tennant, dude. David Tennant
Yeah,
absolutely killed the Purple Man. I love that adaptation. I think the problem really is with the actress. I don't have a problem with her per se. It's just bad casting. She should not have been chosen for Jessica Jones. Certainly, the wardrobing was completely wrong. This is not Jessica Jones. They screwed it up. That's just plain and simple. I don't blame the actress. I like the actress, but she was the wrong choice. Plain and simple. And that's really where they killed it. If better casting on that, better wardrobe on her, and we would have had. I think it could have been more memorable. But you're absolutely right, dude. David Tennant was fantastic, for sure. Hmm. I don't think Tom Holland's Spider-Man is ready for the Kingpin. Joe says, I would agree, but that could be a good blooding of the nose, right? I mean, because the Spider-Man needs a good blooding of the nose, I'd say. But
yeah,
yeah.
especially when you throw in Daredevil. So Daredevil helps him out with Kingpin.
yeah, yeah,
And that blooding of the nose and the experience Daredevil has to mentor him.
mhm,
No longer do we have Tony Stark mentoring him, but a guy who's gritty like Daredevil.
yeah.
I think that would be a really interesting scene to see him say, "Hey, listen, bigger world, and it's dangerous."
Yeah, no, and I
Yeah.
really hope they get away from that because I don't like the aspect of him being, just a sycophant to Tony Stark. I don't like it at all. It's not right. It's not Spider-Man in any way. But then again, we know that this is Miles Morales in whiteface. We know this.
You're
So
triggering.
I don't care. It is what it is, dude. So you know, but anybody got anything to add on Daredevil? We could talk a long time on this, I'm sure.
Mhm.
I'm sure if they're rebooting this before the 2 years are up, we're not going to see the same actors because
No,
they're under contract with Netflix, not to non-competing thing,
probably.
which is one of the reason. Now, if they're coming in 2020, then yeah, I can see them coming back. but that's a slim chance because, as you know, Disney doesn't like to keep actors in the same role always, as you kind of saw Cottonmouth becoming Blade.
Well, yeah, exactly. And of course, we might get lucky. We could get Ben Affleck back.
Hey, there's
Ooh.
always a chance for that.
There's
So
always
here's
a
a question though:
chance.
based on those contracts, do they have to not work on the show
Hmm.
during that time, or can they just not air the show within that amount of time? Because if that's the case, you could have all these actors and stuff in there, do the show, and then put it in the can and save it for a year.
I think they can't work on a show if the last
Mm.
reports we read before was that they couldn't do any
Lame.
production. Yeah.
Joe Maroney says, "Did Ditko's Spider-Man go against Kingpin? Seems like more of a Romita Spider-Man thing." Yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb because I've read all those, and no, he did not fight Kingpin under Ditko. No. I know where Romita for sure, but I'm not sure Kingpin. I don't think Kingpin started in Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure he started somewhere else. Where did Kingpin first appear?
Spider-Man.
Well, it was
Mhm.
Spider-Man, but it wasn't
Yeah.
under Ditko, right?
No, it was Ramita.
It was Romina, yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so, yeah. But no, it would be great. I think everything everyone said there would be great, and I would like to see some crossover. I think it would be a shame though if Disney let it go because it's very popular. This guy does a great job. Man, at first I was like, is this really a good choice for Daredevil? But damn, he was, dude. He really was a good choice. And of course, D'Onofrio helped it. I mean, being Kingpin and doing such a just wonderful perfection of Kingpin, it built up everything around him, including Daredevil here. But I loved it, man. I thought it was just brilliant, especially the third season. I mean, geez, that was hard hitting and just beautiful all the way through. The only thing I didn't like
The
about it was the very last scene, actually.
Mm.
the prison between Punisher and
Oh,
Kingpin, that was awesome.
it was awesome, dude. Yeah, but D'Onofrio, he is a great actor, and
He
oof.
did reimagine it, and that happens a lot. You kind of reimagine from media to media these characters, and that particular reimagining was a conversion.
It
Right.
was,
That's
dude.
that's
Yeah,
that's a good reimagining.
yeah,
That's what we asked for. We're not against, reimagining characters, but do it well.
yeah.
Do it where
Well,
you add it and not subtract it.
that's right, because it was Kingpin, but it was his Kingpin, and he did
Mhm.
such a wonderful job. It was just beautiful. And if you guys haven't seen, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't seen it, dude, damn, go watch that. That I mean, because if you just saw like Iron Fist or Jessica Jones or something like that, and you didn't bother to watch Daredevil, you're missing out. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much good to say about Iron Fist, but at least David Tennant and Jessica Jones is fine, and of course the guy who's that?
Oh,
What's that guy's name who plays Cottonmouth? He was fantastic, fantastic.
Marshala Ali, I think.
Marshall Ali,
Yeah.
yeah, that guy was great.
Yeah. I was
I
going to say. I was going to say this. There is a positive thing you can say about Iron Fist now. It's no longer It's no Wu Assassin.
Oh no, dude, it's light years ahead of that. I mean, I cannot believe how bad that show was. I mean, do not waste your time with Wu Assassins. It will hurt your brain. I swear to God. It's really bad. It's shockingly bad. I mean, it's too bad. It's unfortunate because the lead kid, he's fine. His action is great, but everything else around him is just nonsense. And it's just the pay. Oh my! Don't even get me started. Damn it, Denali. Ah, that was really bad. Moving
That's
on.
me.
Yeah. Let's move on. All right. So from Bounty into comics, the rumor is Greg Berlanti and his crew are working on new TV show based on Dead Man, The Question, Dial H for Hero, and Metal Men.
Hmm.
So they're some of the titles rumored to be coming replacing Arrow once it's finished airing next year or
This is
this year.
CW. That needs to be
The
mentioned.
CW,
Yes.
yeah, this is the CW.
CW is doing Dial H for Hero. Okay, well that's fine. Dead
Hmm.
Man, I don't think so. The Question, definitely not. And Metal
Well,
Men, maybe,
remember,
maybe.
well, time out. It depends on which question because if they use
Oh, it'll be the girl.
Montoya,
No, it'll
yeah,
be the girl.
Montoya,
Yeah,
yeah, which is
guaranteed. Yeah,
Montoya. then she's the lesbian detective
Of
and
course.
becoming the Question,
Of course
and it
she
would
is.
be perfect for the CW. There you go.
And to be honest, I have no problem with that. That's a legacy character. It's fine. And of course
Mhm.
they'll do that, and I don't mind that anyway. But that's not my point. My point is they can't do the Question. There's no way the CW can do the Question. It's impossible. That is teeny bopper, 12, 13, 14-year-old silly drama. They cannot do the Question. It's impossible. I'd put money on it.
Jets.
Is that without question?
It is without question, dude. Yeah, yeah. Pun
Oh boy.
intended. But I mean, you guys got to argue with me. Do you think that they can do the Question any
I don't
justice
think
whatsoever?
That's
no,
questionable.
but the question will be, will they continue on? And the answer is yes.
Well, I just don't think they're capable of doing it. Even Dead Men, I don't think they'll get it. I don't think you can do Dead Man in a teen arena. I think it needs
Uh,
to be an adult thing.
well, imagine this: you're 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 going with the demographic of sexual fluidity. Dead man can possess different people. You put an allegory of sexuality
Sure.
into possessions of different people. One day you're a girl, one day you're a dog, one day you're an old man.
Yeah, but see,
You know,
Dead Man is not Quantum Leap, dude.
Yeah, I
I
saw
know.
Quantum Leap. That was
Not
cool.
not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, but Boston Brand, it needs to be adult. I'm really questionable whether that can be done. And yes, the pun continues. Doll Age for Hero, they can certainly do. I think that's right up
Mhm.
their alley. Actually, I think that's completely fine. But Metal Men, maybe. Yeah, I think they might be able to do that kind of a cutie because Metal Men was. I like the comic actually, and but it's very much about family. It's about what it means to be human. It's very much an Isaac Asimov take on things. Um, I think they can do Metal Man just fine. Dial H for Hero, no problem. Dead Man, I don't think so, and definitely not the Question. That's not a chance, dude. Anybody want to disagree or give their own opinion?
Yeah, I disagree.
Of course you do. Go ahead.
Um, Dead Man is probably the easiest of the projects. The Dead Man and the Question are the easiest projects to pull off without special effects. Metal Man's going to take a little longer because of all the special effects they have to do. What's going on here, it looks like, is that they're trying to build up another world because I think the Flash is on its last season too. Is that correct?
No,
Hopefully, because they murdered
I
that character.
I think there's 2 more seasons for the Flash.
Great.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's not fabulous enough.
Mhm.
Well,
So
think of Dead Man this way. Imagine, if you will, Twilight.
Oh, you
With
bastard, George. Go ahead.
that's it.
No, see, I I need to find that kick button. Where is it? Damn it. Uh, but
I think George. I really think George hit on something. I think because there's so much involved, and we saw that with the Arrow on gender things and sexual things and stuff like that. There's so much involved in how they want to keep pushing that agenda kind of stuff.
sure.
And yet, if you really want to make a good show, just make a good show and show us someone that's strong, heroic, and of noble heart, and that's the important part. Um, and they do need to move forward. I also think on these shows because eventually with Arrow, when you get away from that, we just we just kind of get bored of it. And I think part of this concept is what Stan did or in the early days, he threw a whole bunch of superheroes out into the world in comics. He saw which ones were popular, and then that's the ones they stuck with. So maybe that's what we're going to happen with this group.
Hmm, interesting. I'm telling you though, if they do the Question, it's got to be Get Smart. I'm telling you. What do you think, Pixel? You got an opinion on this?
No, because I actually never read the Question or knew
Oh
anything about
wow.
it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good
Yeah,
comic, dude.
well,
That's
yeah,
Ditko, you
my
know.
so I'm a terrible comic fan. I gotta admit it. So
Okay.
seriously, I came into comics and stuff in the '90s primarily. I had various issues of Batman and Spider-Man and stuff all throughout the '80s, and like I grabbed stuff from yard sales all the time, and I never took care of them because they were trashed already anyway. But I still have all of those and everything, but I didn't know who the artists were. I didn't really follow the stories all that much. I was just blown away by the art, and that was how I kind of followed through. So when I started collecting, I was collecting Image almost exclusively, all throughout the 90s up into the early 2000s. There were a few books here and there from Marvel that I actually collected, but I'd never read any of the backstories or anything like that. Like, I've never read Claremont's X-Men run. I've never read.
Really?
I've read Watch. Yes.
Sacrilege.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that is sacrilege. dude.
Don't
Yeah.
hurt him, guys. Come on.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like I'm aware of the stories because of various places and stuff, and I've experienced them through various ways and discussed them with people. But I've never read that full series. I've read most of Punisher just because I've gone back and read it because I collected that for a while. I've got various like hardcover and collected editions of stuff that I've gone back and read now, like Watchmen and stuff is on my shelf right now. But like the intricacies of a lot of these stories I don't really know because I didn't experience it.
Chester
the
put
question-
Pixel down. He didn't mean it.
Yeah, I do apologize. But yeah, no, I get it, dude. We got a couple of comments here in the chat that are kind of funny. They'll never touch Dicko's version of the question. That's very true. Joe says, it's funny that we have a lesbian question today, but not an objectivist question. Nick W says DC has to stop using Greg Berlanti. He's a social justice nut job. He is the last person who should make a question TV show. I agree. And here's another point I'll add on top of that. Of course, they're going to use the girl instead of what's his name. I can't remember his name offhand. I know they mentioned it here. Oh yeah, Vic. But the problem is, this kind of pulp noir detective approach to what the question was, it doesn't work with a female. It just doesn't. You can't sell it. You can't sell the feel of it. So you're going to have to do something incredibly different. We've seen for the past decade, they have been trying to sell female detective cops to us left and right. I mean, I haven't done a demographic on it, but analytics on it. But I guarantee you, over the past decade, the majority of cop shows that have come out or detective shows are female led, and they just don't work. They just don't because they can't. The females can't get the feel that you want for the character. And instead of trying to make it, to make it to where it would be a female detective, they try to make them men. They just put the female on top of it, and that's the mistake they keep making over and over and over again. Because you could make a good one, but they don't. Right? It's just like at the end of Wu Assassins, right? You have the girl. She's not a very attractive one, but she's one of the female leads in it, and she's this scrawny little Asian. She shows up and she's ready to take on this big, burly, muscular man, and she's gonna beat him down. She's gonna beat him down. Nope, nope. You just broke my believability right there. Just cracked it. And you can't sell it. You can't do that pulp noir detective with a female. You just can't. It doesn't work.
You can't take away my Cagney and Lacey.
Yeah, but see, that's
And
that's how you do it,
Cagney and
though.
Lacey.
You do Cagney and Lacey, but that's how you do it. You do it the Cagney and Lacey way. But they refuse, dude. They keep making it. It's basically men that they put a female in the role of, and it doesn't work. If you want to do it, go back and do Cagney and Lacey. Exactly. Perfect. Thank you. Well, I mean, right? But I mean, and they're going to keep doing this crap, and it's unfortunate. I really like the question. I think the rest of the stuff is fine-ish, particularly Dial Ace for Hero. I think they can do that just fine. But no, CW, no, go away. Go away. We are coming to the end of the show, so I got to pick my I can't do all of these. I can just cover real quick. Ryan Johnson's an idiot, and they're still talking about his trilogy. No. Obi-Wan is signing on to do Kenobi Returns. Okay, sweet. This one's the one we're going to end with. Dinale?
All right, Stan Lee to be inducted into the Visual Effects Society Hall of Fame.
Right. The more kudos, the better.
Yeah, and this is just one of the beginning of many, I would assume. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of posthumous awards given to Stan Lee, I'm assuming, as he should receive. Yeah. Now the thing is, I don't know anything at all about the Visual Effects Society Hall of Fame at all. Anybody?
Never heard of it.
It's about visual effects.
I would
Oh,
assume so,
yeah.
George. Thank you. That was very helpful, George. Thank you. But I don't know,
Yep.
whatever. Stan's awesome. Give him all the awards he can get. And Eric, you and me are going to be fighting later, I'm thinking, dude, because he says the Flash kicks ass. Shut up, Chester. No, no, it doesn't.
Nice.
A female, the question? Yeah, no, they've done it in the comic books, but it doesn't work, dude. It kind of sucks.
You know it doesn't work, right?
I thought I went into a minor rant explaining why, but go ahead.
It's one thing. I'm going to pull a George here and just say it's because they can't call her a dick.
They could. Maybe it's time for training question. Uh oh. Am I allowed to say trainee, or what am I supposed to say these days? What's the appropriate PC culture term?
Trans. Probably.
Trans.
I'd have trans individual, something like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Trans woman, trans man.
Okay, tree
I
male.
could ask my kiddo later.
Dude with tits. How's that? But Chester's offensive. But what I had something on my mind, but I just lost it. I made myself forget. Oh goodness gracious.
Well, while
That's
you're
all
thinking of it, I'm going to tell
called
Zach
old
Bradley
age.
thank you.
Hey,
Zach,
thank you, Zach Bradley.
Yeah, Zach Bradley backed Cover Crashers, so thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Oh, nice. Shout out. Cool. Well, anyway, let me come back over the other side. We definitely need to get out of here because I got to set up for the next show, of course. And yeah, guys. Thank you everybody for coming in today. That was a lot of fun. We love just doing these kind of news and just hacking on stuff. I mean, it's all in good fun, right? It's not too serious, and that's part of the point in it. But we really do enjoy you guys coming over and just being part of what we're doing. It's really cool. Do keep in mind that if you want to be on the show, we're always happy to have you. Just hit up my Twitter down below. Let me know and we'll get you on the show. And also, if you want to be on the fan edition of Drone Recorder, if you're an artist and you want to take a hack at it, once again, get a hold of me. You can get a hold of Pixel if you can find him. And we will put you through the process and get you involved for sure. But other than that, let's just go down the road and let everybody tell them where you can find them and what they're working on. So go ahead, Pixel.
Yeah, so you can find me online, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pixel Trader on all of those. I'm currently working on a project called Cover Crashers, which is a trading card set featuring 9 different campaigns from indie comics that are being lampooned in various styles. My icon here is showing some of that. But you can check all that out at covercrashers.com. I'm also working on a magazine project called Inciter. It's inciter.net. And we have a lot of great contributions there. I think we've got 60 plus articles already. We're currently working on a quarterly magazine, kind of like I think it's going to wind up being more like a book, but it's going to be a little bit artsy. It's going to have some interviews, going to have a lot of previews and things in it. It's going to be pretty cool. That'll be coming in about a month. So that's about everything on my side. Just a lot going on and not a lot of time in the day.
No, I get that. And do keep in mind, Pixel, I know I throw up the one article, but I do intend on doing more. I just, you guys got to be patient with me. I got so much going on, you know. But I definitely want to throw more up on. That's really cool. And as far as I understand, guys, it's open for everyone to get involved with. Of course, you have to go through a submission. They're going to look at it, edit it, make decisions. I mean, obviously. But if you want to be part of it, go over there and it's a good. This is the beginning. This is ground floor. Maybe there's something there for you. You know.
Ground floor.
Yep.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. George.
Working on Joe King, finishing up the book. It's getting prepared to go to print. Last chance to get it in this format on Indiegogo, after which the original art, 18 trading cards, and 120 page book is not going to be available in this format.
All right. There you go, guys. DeWolf.
Yeah, I am currently now stepped up working with the guys over at IndieCom TV, offering just some advice, guidance, creative elements, as well as going to start a video series on all these independent comics that we have known and loved over the past year, talking about each individual one, and hopefully to highlight some of the writers and artists that make them, so that you can find out which ones that you want to back, which is what IndieCom TV is all about. And that's bringing together all these creators into kind of one little web, so that more people can get to know them in one group setting, almost like a flea market. I have
Mhm.
used the term before, a flea market of creators, so that you can get to know the ones that you want to. And because we don't always get to uh, the ability to do that. And so bringing them together to help promote each other, and just ramp up more and more of these independent comics, which are so much fun.
Yeah, no, I agree. And of course, do keep in mind that the IndieCom TV actually has a live stream Sunday, 10 a.m. Coffee Akihabara with Chester. So definitely come over and be part of that. I kind of like it too because I'm a contributor there. I don't have to be in charge of anything particularly, and it's fun. I'm enjoying what IndieCom TV is doing actually. So go check it out, or and more maybe be even better, become part of it. There's a lot of things on the ground floor right now starting up, guys. Get involved if that's what you want to do. But of course, we're at the end of the show, guys. I got to set up for the fan edition, and Denali, take us out of here.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for Comics News today. Less than an hour, 54 minutes to be exact, will be the Drawn and Quarter Fan Edition, which will be the Bombshell theme today. We have the writer and creator of Bombshell, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, participating on that. So check that show out. It's always amazing, and talented artists are always abound to appear, like little lost rabbits, but we take care of them and cheer them on. Join the Immortal Mass newsletter with Denale's Comic at gmail.com. The link is down below. Tell me, I want to be on your newsletter, so I know to stay connected and to get updates on the Immortal Mass project. A lot of things are happening in the background. I'm excited for it, and I hope that you're excited for it as well. But as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Gesundheit.
Later, guys.
Aloha.